Hi guys, here we are. MMA UK News. Stoomboy, as always, MMA UK BJJ show. So obviously here with the queen of MMA UK News, Katie Hunter. We're going to be chatting today with Frazer Hirsch of the Results Gym in Forfar. So Fraser's going to be on Goliath Fight Series. That's August the 14th. So Saturday, August the 14th. It's going to be on, I believe it's in Dunfermline, a place called Glen Pavilion. Now, there is tickets available for this, so head over to Goliath Fight Series, and it will take you through to their booking system, where you will be able to get tickets. Anybody that can't make the event on the evening, again, on their page as well, you'll be able to go through and get the pay-per-view details. So the pay-per-view, I believe, on this is only £10.99. And it's a decent price. I mean, really, really good price for obviously some of the matchups that you're going to get to see. So obviously Frazer is going to be on the show. He's going to be up against Tom Lamb. This was a matchup that was previously in the pipeline, but obviously it fell through. So obviously this time, hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to get to see it on August the 14th. So Katie, Frazer, listen, absolute pleasure, as always, speaking to both of you.
Thanks for having me.
Katie, this is your show. This is your show. So I'm just here I'm just tagging along. So
No, I'm the tag along. Thank you for having me, because this was one of the last interviews that I did was with you two previously, and we were talking about what ended up being a grappling contest for you on Evolution of Combat, Frazer, which you won. So congratulations for all that time ago.
Yeah, tough match, but yeah, I didn't get the submission, but went to decision and I won, so it was good to be competing, rather than putting all that work in and getting nothing at the end of it. So
100%.
Big Lee Emsley, you know what I mean, stepped in at the last minute, so it was good.
Yeah, Big Lee's awesome as well. I mean, really, really nice guy. Tough and strong. Do you know what I mean? And he's technical as well. Even though he's a bigger guy, he's still very, very technical. Do you know what I mean? But he's got that big man strength. Do you know what I mean? So, and it was a tough matchup for you. Really, really tough matchup. But I mean, you were out there and you were enjoying yourself. The both of you were enjoying yourself.
That was brilliant.
Yeah. Even during the match, I mean, you're kind of laughing and stuff like that during the match, which doesn't really happen very often. So,
yeah, I guess it's easier to laugh when you're not getting punched in the face.
Yeah. Well, it's like, you're prepared for a fight, and then when it's just like a grappling match, people think, oh yeah, I'm fighting. And you're like, oh, what are you doing? I've got a grappling match. It's like, oh, fuck, that's easy. No, it's not easy, but you know what I mean. It's like you're not getting battered,
I think we said that as well. I mean, obviously people coming to see you, do you know what I mean? It's easier to take 30, 40, 50 fans or people with you to watch an MMA fight than it is to come and watch a grappling matchup. Because again, even though it's grappling can be, as we all know, can be very, very boring to watch for people that don't know what's going on. Whereas MMA is obviously a little bit more exciting. There's people getting punched and kicked, there's blood, and yeah, there's all sorts. It's definitely what people want to see.
Mm-hmm. But I think I had been allocated 40 tickets for that fight, and I'd sold them all, no bother. And then when folk found out it was a grappling competition, it went down. I think there was 3 or 4 of the diehards. The diehard fans were there. There was 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, Frazer. But we are going to now get to see the matchup that we were supposed to see on that card.
Hopefully. We're a week out. It's next Sunday. So we really hope. My opponent's been training hard, and, we're not going to get a pull out at lastminute.com.
Is it nerve-wracking when he's pulled out before? Is there part of you worried that it could be coming, or do you feel confident that this time?
Well, there's nothing I can really do. It's out of my hands. No. I've put my work in. I've done what I need to do. So I just hope the guy, he shows up. He's got a second chance. So, you know what I mean? Normally wouldn't really entertain a pull out there, but it's like, fuck it, why not? Steve from Goliath, obviously, he's a friend of the gym. We go over there now and again. He says, oh, you want to fight on the show? I was like, okay then. And he's like, oh, who you want to fight? You want to fight any of you? I'm like, not really bothered. And I says, well, I was supposed to fight the other boy, and he pulled out, I thought, I see if he wants to fight. And then if, if he doesn't, we can look, just get me somebody else, same weight, similar record, let's do it. And then he came back and says, oh no, the boy seems up for it and that and this and that. I think he spoke to his coach or whatever. So, yeah. Well, let's hope he turns up.
Yeah. Nah, he should do. I mean, he's been training, obviously, because obviously I know him through obviously Kaizen and so on, but he's been training, he's been putting the time in, he's been doing a lot of stuff. So he's looking all right as well, man. He's looking in good shape. So I think he's one of these guys. He's always in shape. Do you know what I mean? He's always doing something. So yeah, there's no. It looks like he's coming. It looks like he's coming. So as I said, whether he's there or not, you're going to be there. Do you know what I mean? So there's going to be someone there. So
if he pulls out Stoom, you can step in. Me and you can have grappling match.
Listen, mate, if you want to come at the king, mate, listen, I'm here. Yeah,
I don't know. Like I was up Catch 22 this morning there, solid rounds, grappling rounds, and a lot of the boys up there are calling you out because you turned up when it was shut and that, you know.
Do you know what I did? Do you know what I did, right? I came up, right, because I remember speaking to them the week before and said, look, I'm going to come up. Said, what's your Saturday time? And they said it was 9 till 12, right? So obviously I came, I'd been in Manchester. I drove all the way up from Manchester, stopped in Glasgow, obviously got a change of clothes and stuff like that, and then drove all the way up to Dundee, right? And then obviously by the time I got up to Dundee, I think it was like 9:30 at night. And I thought I'll drive past the gym and just do I'm here, I'm ready, right? And then obviously they said to me, oh, it's closed on Saturday. And I'm like, well, I'm only here because you told me it was open on a Saturday. Do you know what I mean? So
I think we've got the open mat up in Brecon on a Saturday, I think it is.
Yeah. So because we'd come up, but it was my nephew's birthday, so it came up to Dundee anyway. But yeah, I had Andrew Marley saying we were going to have a death match, right? I had Chris Hayes saying it's prison rules. Do you know what I mean? Something like that. Do you know what? I'll come, mate. I'll come. So I did it with Jack's MMA. Had one of their kids stopped me in a kids comp and said, after he went away, he'd won his matches and stuff like that, they came up to me at the end of the night. He's like, Stoom, I reckon I could footwalk you. And I'm like, and it was just absolutely random. And I'm like man,
right then, I'm going to batter you. Is that what you thought to yourself? You were going to batter
well, I was like, he's only what, 13, 14-year-old. And I'm like, so then we made a deal. I said, look, I'll come up to your gym. I'm coming up to AGP anyway, right? Yeah. What I'll do is I'll come up to your gym the night before. We'll have a 6-minute roll, right? If you could footwalk me, I'll pay your competitions to the UK BJJ comps for the rest of the year, right? And I said, if you can't, you owe me 20 burpees. So we went up, we had a roll on the Friday night, and it was good. It was an entertaining roll. He never footwalked me, so but I paid his competition fees anyway.
Good on you. Good on you.
Yeah, I'll pay them anyway. But he still owes me 20 burpees. All right. So Marcus Webster, I know he's watching this, right? He will be watching it. So Marcus, you still owe me 20 burpees. So, but yeah, as I said, Catch 22 do exactly the same thing as well. So they've been shouting like, "Come up, we're going to do this, we're going to do that," and I'm like Conor McGregor. I'm like, "You're doing nothing. You're doing absolutely nothing." So, well, listen, one day I'll be up. One day I'll be up, and they'll be there. So, but yeah, really good level, as you said. Really good.
Yeah. Me and a few of the boys, Gene and Aaron and George were up there this morning. So good rounds, really good rounds. 7-minute rounds for 2 hours. Just go for it. You know what I mean? Fraud, and it's only guys that show up on a Sunday morning at 10 o'clock that are wanting to train. You know what I mean? It's you don't get fannies turning up at that time on a Sunday morning. You know what I mean? So you get really good rounds.
Yeah. That's a very good level. Chris Hayes, Andrew Marley, we talked about Patrick Rowan as well.
Paddy was there. Dean Robertson was there.
Yeah, Dean's solid, man. Do you know what I mean? Dean's been in the game forever. Well, it seems like forever. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, a lot of great guys up at Catch 22. So it's definitely good roles. Always get anybody that heads up to Dundee, head into Catch 22. So you'll get some absolutely solid rounds in there, definitely. So now what about you then? So obviously I know that there was a lot of people talking about the weight, like how you're going to lose the weight and stuff like that. That was all over Facebook. It was like we said before we come on here, it was like the Paddy Pimlet thing, where obviously Paddy comes in heavy, right? And
I've
then
got a
by the
better
time
beard than Paddy. I've got a better beard than Paddy. Yeah.
he...
Don't know about the haircut, but I've got a better
Don't have it
beard.
here, yeah. But it was very similar to Paddy. As I say, people were giving him a lot of stick because of what he weighs out with training camps. But then Paddy will always step on the scales and he'll be ready to go. And that was very, very similar to you. As I said, it probably was like more your pals and stuff like that saying, "Oh, aye, this, that,
Wind
the
us
next
up,
thing."
and well, my training partner Jim, he was the worst there. He was like, "Oh, yeah, you're going to make the weight." Oh, I'm like, relax, man. I'll make the weight. Don't worry. And then,
Frazer, what was your? Do you mind telling us what your walk around weight was outside of fight camp?
this one, I think it was away up at 90 or 93, 94. Yeah, I was about 94 because I had to cut down that grappling comp we did up in Montrose a few weeks ago. What was it, maybe a month ago? And I was like, shit, I need to be 91 for that. And it was funny. So I got there and I was panicking and I was shit, right, okay. The night before I was like, a wee bit, right, I was in the hot tub, out of the hot tub. I was like, got there. And the other lad, Dooley, I drove up with, he was the same. He was like just near enough at the weight. And he jumped on the scales. He was 100 grams under. And I stripped down to my underwear again, and I was 100 grams under. So I was like, yes, just made it with the skin of my teeth.
There's a couple of people like, just came in saying, Pandico just saying Frazer Pimlet. And then Jamie Gardner, obviously our favourite person, Jamie Gardner, just said certainly wasn't a boring grappling match when we had a match up. So
nah, definitely not. Tell him, if in case this boy pulls out, he can jump in with us if he wants.
There you go.
And his neck of the and your neck of the woods, Jamie, eh?
So yeah, Jamie will be up for that as well. Again, Jamie's always in shape, always ready to go. So Jamie, stay ready, buddy. Stay ready. So but yeah,
no, but what my weight, you know what I mean? I've done it that many times. I know what I need to do, eh? And it's just like the process you've got to go through, eh? I think just now sometimes I'm too scared to go on the scales. I think I'm sitting at 87, 88, but I've got a week. So, you know what I mean? Just tighten up on what I'm doing. Might be a wee water load next week. You know, cut out the salt, cut out the carbs, and then it'll be fine. It's day before weigh-in, so it's not like it's on the day weigh-in where you're in the sauna or the hot tub and you're killing yourself, you know. So the day before, I'll make weight.
So it's not too bad. You're only 3 kilos away then now.
3-4 maybe kilos, something like that. It's not too mental. So
that's not too bad coming into fight week being that amount. Because obviously, people are like double that, treble.
Yeah, I've seen boys. You know, I think Ross Houston, he's mental. He's like fight rank, he's like maybe 10 or 12 kilos over, and this manager, you're like, how the fuck do you get to 77 kilos? I just don't know, eh? It's like wild, eh? But he obviously knows how. He's done it that many times. He just knows how to do it. He knows what he's doing, eh? Kind of similar to me, eh?
Yeah. There's Patty James as well coming in, just saying fat boy Frazer Hirsch. So Patty was one of the people that was slagging you off.
He was lighting us up, and then the last couple of weeks going into the gym, he was like, "Fucking hell, Frazer, you look slimmer every time I see you." You know what I mean? And like,
that's the aim of the game.
Every photo we put up, we were standing next to him. The six pack was coming out more and more and more. You know what I mean?
yeah. But it has been. I mean, as we saw you coming from obviously when you started this training camp.
Yeah, if you go back and look on the Facebook, the pictures there, there's a wee pot belly in that there, eh?
But, yeah.
So I changed my training as well. Like, so the kind of started do a lot of weight training where, you know, it's strength training, and then as the week go on, kind of change it, and it goes more to cardio, more circuit kind of training and stuff like that. So, you know, build up the strength to start with, and then just get into the circuit training, and then strip all the fat off. You know what I mean, and just get in shape. You know, then up. You know, it's kind of easy. I feel you up your protein, up your water intake, and the weight kind of falls off me. You know what I mean? It's like, and then obviously training twice a day, getting in the mornings before I go to my work, and then at nights get in. So it's been just does it. You know what I mean? I know how to do it. So it's fine. I'll probably have a wee panic. Probably be a wee panic next. You know, near the end of next week. Oh shit! But I'll make it. I'll get there. I was
Patty
keeping
just giving
myself
you a
on.
compliment there. Well, just saying, Patty just giving you a compliment there. Just saying, he was actually saying to George today when you were rolling, he's that fucking hell. Fraser's shoulders look huge. Do you know what I mean? A wee compliment there from Patty after weeks and weeks of slagging you off.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's been like this training camp. It's been tough. It's been totally different. So at the start, we both got matched. Me and James. George came to us, and George Bertie came to us and says, "Look, you don't need to learn another submission. You don't need to learn another combination or something." He's like, "We really need to work on kind of fight IQ." So it's just been positional sparring stuff we've been doing. You know, some nights we've just been going in and sparring, and then you'll stop, say, "Right, you need to do this, you need to do that. You're doing well here, you're going wrong there." And it's been totally different from what we've done before, but feeling great. You know, you're going to see a different Frazer Hirsch this time. It's worked really well, and feel great. You know what I mean? It's been good. It's been tough. It's been fucking some tough nights and that, like, but it's been good.
Nah, I'd say you're looking well. You're looking really, really well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'd say pictures every day. You're putting pictures up. And, do you know what I mean? Like training twice a day. Like I know you go out first thing in the morning, like 6 o'clock in the morning, training, and then at night time, as I say, you're doing the same thing after. And you work. The job you working is a tough job. Do you know what I mean? It's not like
graft 8 hours a day as well, eh?
Yeah. So it's not like an easy job where you go and sit in an office all day. I mean, you're out in all weathers. Obviously on roofs, cleaning roofs and cleaning driveways, and so it's proper manual work you're doing as well.
Yeah, up and down ladders. Yeah, I've just done it for years, so it's this kind of easy, but you just go on with it. And I love my job, I really do. I love my job. It's great, you know. So I could, you know, just got on with it, graft away. You know, I'm always the technicalist guy. I'm never going to be the world champion. I'm never going to be the best, but I'll be one of the hardest workers there. You know what I mean? I always put the graft in, eh?
Yeah. Now we see that as well. I mean, the first time I seen Frazer, Katie, was at an interclub for Checkmate over in Edinburgh, right? So I remember refereeing his match, and from the moment I said "come batch," he was like the fucking Duracell bunny, man. He just went for the full time until he was just like we talk about. I watched a documentary about Khabib. And Khabib, the whole thing about Khabib was, like, even his dad and everybody said, when you go in there, you just want to maul somebody. Do you know what I mean? Just be all over them. And that was the same as Frazer. He was just all over the people that he was rolling with. And that was it from the moment we said go to the moment we said stop. Do you know what I mean? So, and he was just, I mean, and he had that cardio gas tank was unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, when is this guy going to stop?
It was the points thing. I didn't care where the scoreboard was, and then it wasn't until I subbed him and looked up. I think it was like 10 seconds to go, and I subbed the guy, and then I was like 33-0 up or something. It was sort of 33. It was so stupid then. I was like, oh fuck, I could have chilled it. But I wanted to give that persona, you know what I mean? Like your first match, you go out there, you be solid, and then you beat everybody before they even step on the mat, kind of thing, unless they're top percent. You know, like, fuck going with him, he looks fucking mental. And it's like
it's half the battle.
You know what I mean? It's like psychological warfare before you even get on 100%.
There.
Yeah.
People seen that as well. I mean, people watching, especially that first match, and then being like, and that's what people thought, like, who am I up against? Oh, I'm up against Frazer Hirsch, and you're like, oh my god, man, you just smashed him.
I'm a nice guy, honestly.
Destroyed the guy.
I'm a nice guy, honestly. A nice guy.
Nice guy, but as soon as they close that gate, or as soon as the referee says go, do you know what I mean? Then
too right, man. Too right.
Competitive Frazer. So
got to be done. It's like, I'm here to kill you. If it was my brother over the other side thing, I'd go for it as well. Like, I wouldn't care if it was. I'll get to do it. You know what I mean?
Or your nan.
Yeah. Don't know about that. She'd probably batter me, like.
There's a Patty just coming in again. You said, Mon Frazer, you're looking and feeling solid. So again, me couple of compliments here from Patty.
Me and Jim, we've been grafting our arses off in the gym every night. Like, it's been good. Like, and looking forward to seeing Jim fight as well.
Yeah.
He's got a good, tough matchup, but he's going to smash it. Like,
yeah. There's a lot of good matchups on it. Anyone that in particular? Obviously, apart from that one, but anyone in particular you're looking forward to seeing?
I don't know who else was on it. I'm trying to think. There's a few boys. From the over in the Fife gym. I'm trying to remember. There was the boy David. We're in skate. Was supposed to be on it, but I think he got a match up on the Cage Warriors or something.
Yeah.
Which that was supposed to be a good. Who he was matched up was going to be a good fight. I can't really remember who else is on it. That sounds bad, like but then I'm sure they're all pretty well matched. They'll all be good matches. You know, any of the guys from Goliath, you know what I mean? We've been over there sparring, training with them. They're always solid, you know, tough, and they always go for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it should be good.
Definitely great. It's a good card. Really good card. As I said, you've got.
Yeah, it's good to have a show. You know what I mean? Dunfermline, it's about 50 minutes away in the car, an hour at the most. So it's good to have a local show on. You know what I mean? Where you're not having to travel as much and all that. So you know, it'd be good if it could be a fixture on the Scottish scene for a while. You know, it'd be good. Just get another show on the go.
Yeah.
How many of these have there been then? Or is
this
this
is the first one?
Oh, wow.
This is the first one. So hopefully it's going to be a regular thing.
Yeah. Oh gosh, well, yeah. I wish them all the success then. You can't have enough good local shows.
No, exactly.
It's great for the fighters. It's great for the development of the whole region. It's that's awesome that there's another grassroots show up there then.
Yeah. It's good. Steve's obviously got loads of guys on the mat over at Goliath. Every time we go over, there's loads of guys, good guys, you know what I mean? And they're always willing to fight. And he's got a load of them fighting on the show as well. So even better for them, it's right in their back door as well, you know?
Yeah.
Where they're not having to travel. But I'm sure they travel everywhere anyway, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, these kids will travel everywhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of these guys, do you know what I mean, as you know, from all over the UK, do you know what I mean? They could be travelling all the way from down in London to like Newcastle or Scotland to wherever, do you know what I mean? So they'll always travel for shows. But I mean, especially like post-COVID. I mean, obviously during COVID, we always talk about it. Do you know what I mean? There was nothing happened during COVID. I mean, I know there was like Cage Warriors obviously had some events.
I think the Dan Hope no had a show on, and it was like in a coup shed or something like.
Yeah, and there was nobody there.
Equestrian Centre.
Yeah, Equestrian Centre. He had two there. He had one where there was absolutely no fans, nobody at all, which was. I mean, see, as an MMA fight, you know yourself. I mean, coming out there, you're feeding off the crowd. Do you know what I mean? You've got your people there, and then obviously the first one he put on in the Equestrian Centre, he came out and there was nobody there, and it was eerily quiet.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, very, very quiet. You were able to hear like corners shouting and stuff like that. And then the next one he put on, there was 300 people there. And obviously it was very, very different. And then once he went back to the Maryhill Community Hall, it was then packed with people. So, but yeah, it was. I mean, as an MMA fighter, not just MMA, grappling and stuff like that. Grappling obviously a little bit different, but MMA, you need that crowd. You need that crowd for the adrenaline and to come out there and be absolutely buzzing.
Definitely. Yeah, different. But hopefully we never have to go back to that nonsense saying we can, you know, move forward and.
Yeah.
100%.
Listen, if it's not that, it's monkeypox, and then they were talking about if it rains. Like I was reading the report today. If it rains, apparently there's cancer stuff in the rain. So yeah, if we're not going to get killed with COVID, it's going to be monkeypox or some other thing that they come up with this year. So
stop watching mainstream news and you'll be fine.
But it's not just mainstream news, man. It could be like Chantel from Easter House. Do you know what I mean? That's sitting there. She just left school and she knows all about COVID. She knows all about this stuff. So yeah, it's always like Facebook and stuff like that where all these mad reports are kicking about. So, but yeah, we don't pay any attention to it anymore. So, what about Scotland as well? This week, Scotland, Team Scotland,
incredible,
having an absolute flyer this week. So, 2 big MMA fights. Chris Duncan. Let's talk about Chris Duncan, Katie.
Superb, absolutely superb. Like the two guys you're talking about, Stevie Ray and Chris Duncan, it is hard to think of two guys you'd be more delighted for, is it? Like Chris Duncan, after what happened to him at the last Contenders, I think he was so hard done by in that his first matchup fell through. He hung on for a week, had to make weight again. Like Frazer, you know how depleting that must have been for him.
Must have been
like
fucking shite.
it just to have the biggest fight of your career and to probably feel in the worst physical condition you've ever been for it, and then to come up against Slava Claus, like you need to be your best version of you've ever been, and you're at your weakest, most depleted. Like I'm so glad that he got given this other chance. And then in this fight, my God, like it was just everybody must have been on the edge of their seats. Like it was insane.
Like, and then some right
I
hand by.
I must say though, I never counted him out in that. Like I just knew that he was going to find it within him. I just knew. And Bisping, I felt like I normally find Bisping a brilliant commentator, but I felt like he was just kind of really overplaying the trouble that Duncan was in. And suddenly when he just unleashed, oh my God, it was superb. It was beautiful. So happy for him.
It was a great fight. I think in the last interview we were talking about who's the next Scottish guy in the UFC, and we had mentioned Chris Duncan. So we weren't wrong, and it's great to see. Really good to see. And it must have been hard for him the first time where he making weight and all that. Psychologically, but to make it even worse, it's like that's life changing for these. It's a total life. It's like not just an amateur fight or whatever. It'd be horrible that happening. It's shit that happening, but when it's like life changing and you've all your years of work happening. So no, really pleased for him to end the UFC, and what a fucking knockout, man. You know what I mean?
And you don't know when you're going to get that chance again. That was what I was so crushed for him about last time. Like he just would have been thinking, when will I get this chance again? Or how far away from it am I? So I'm so delighted that they gave him another shot, and I'm so delighted that he made the most of it. I'm speaking to him on Wednesday night, guys, at 8 p.m. So tune in and watch, because I've just got loads to ask him.
Like he got rocked, that he caught with the uppercut, and it was like, oh fuck. And then he obviously fought through it. I think he had said in the interview afterwards, I think at the start, the eye poke, there was an unintentional eye poke or something, but he caught him with that uppercut, was like fuck, and then he hung on and then cracked him. It was like brilliant. It's like good on
that punch when he hit him as well, man. That was straight down the middle, bang.
And the second one, his eyes were like wide open on the mat, and he
been on there for that.
Savage. He hits like somebody in a much heavier weight class.
He's only lightweight, isn't it? He's just still lightweight, 70 kilos. Wild. But brilliant.
We've been seeing him coming over because he comes over to Marcus's. He's been over a few times on a Saturday. Just obviously getting some grappling rounds in, do you know what I mean? Because obviously Marcos has got a lot of high-level guys across all different belts. So obviously we normally see Chris coming in, Paul Craig, as I say, he's been in a couple of times. Just obviously get that tighten up on the grappling, but that fight he didn't really need any grappling at all, because it was all about that knockout power.
Yeah, I think that he got caught with uppercut. I think he tried to grab a single or something. He grabbed the single. He tried to grab a single, and then the boy got away. And then he got out of range, and the guy threw another uppercut. Then after he threw it, he just he whacked him like so. No, brilliant. He didn't need that one.
That eye poke had like affected his range and kind of distance. So when he was going for those single legs, I don't think he was quite where he thought he was, kind of thing. So he did well to weather the storm, and just I think that was just pure heart. Like, no way am I going to let this slip away from me a second time. Like, I want this more.
Yeah, definitely. No, brilliant to see. And another Scottish guy in the UFC. Great.
Yeah, yeah.
Superb. And after the week before on Contenders as well, when Dana was so pissed off, like there were hardly any finishes or no finishes, and that's not what it's about. And then this one,
With your
he was
heart on your
just like,
sleeve kind of thing.
exactly. And like the fight before Chris's, he was like, God, nobody wants to follow that fight. And then they went out there and put on that display. Like, just that is how you finish a show. Just hats off.
Did you see Dana's reaction after the knockout? Was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, man. He was like, that's what it's all about. Do you know what I mean? So
not just in the UFC, but like instant brownie points with the new boss. Like
yes.
that is just beautiful.
Yeah.
Nah, awesome for him. Really awesome for him. Awesome for obviously Jim as well. Evo Jim, Crown and Glory MMA. So obviously to have a UFC fighter in the ranks is absolutely brilliant for them as well. Adam Stevenson and so on. Adam's funny because I don't know if you must see the videos whenever Chris goes anywhere and Adam's there. He's normally recording him eating stuff, and Adam looks like he's always eating. And every time he's eating, Chris is there. He's like, "Look at this animal. This guy's an animal. He's eating again." And there was a video where they were in the airport, and Adam was sitting watching a video that Chris had done of him eating, and he's now actually watching a video of himself eating. He's like, this guy's so it's absolutely brilliant to see that they're obviously having fun, they're enjoying themselves and stuff like that. So but yeah, it's great, definitely great for them, great for Scotland as well, because obviously it brings our profile up a little bit higher than it already is. So
yeah,
100%.
And then Stevie Ray. So
Stevie Ray, just like, how wonderful is it to see somebody who's put so many years of hard work, and who's retired once because of his knee, like to see him do what he's done, to see him headlining at Madison Square Gardens against Anthony Pettis, beating him twice in 2 weeks. Pettis came out and said a lot of stuff about knowing that he was already in the semi-final, knowing that he didn't need blah, 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 blah. Like kind of saying that he let him win or didn't care if he lost kind of thing in the first one. And this was just the perfect way to put it to bed. Like, and just superb game planning as well from both fights. Like, he knew that he had to finish the first fight to get into the semi-final, and he knew in this fight that he just needed to win. Perfect game planning. Like, my hat off to James Doolan. I think the guy is an absolute genius, and to Stevie for executing it. Honestly, who would I love to see take home $1 million more? Like, especially after he was out in the wilderness for a bit with the UFC, when he decided to not sign a new contract when he had one fight left on his deal, and then the UFC decided not to renew that contract, or they left it a really long time anyway. He had bad advice from his management at the time. He didn't realize that could happen, and there were months and months and months where he just didn't know what was going to happen, and if he was going to fight for the UFC again or not. He was talking about having to go back to work or whatever, and then he signed with Ali, and Ali managed to get him back in the UFC. So there was a whole chunk of time where he was just really worried about like being able to provide for his family, and now to think he's one fight away from taking home $1 million, like, oh, it blows my mind. I'm so happy for him, and for James Doolan as well, to have a world champion. He deserves that belt in the gym. Like, guys, I'm buzzing for him.
Yeah, it was as well. I mean, he had to finish. I think it was the Pettis fight, the first Pettis fight. I think James was saying he had to finish it in under 12 minutes, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
12 minutes 21, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and if he didn't do it, if it went over that, then he was never going to be in the semi-final. And obviously, he went out and absolutely done him. And the thing is, right, obviously Pettis was trying to downplay it, as we know, right, by saying, "Oh yeah, I knew I was in the semi-final anyway." Do you know what I mean? There was no point in going out there and putting on a show. Do you know what I mean? So they were trying to downplay it, and then obviously for Stevie Ray just to go out there and then again do what he done. Because obviously the first 2 rounds, yeah, you had him done. Do you know what I mean? They had him absolutely done. There was a time where he was trying to set that twister up or that body triangle up, and you
the
seen
Kirkcaldy
it.
body lock.
The Kirkcaldy body lock. So, but he was trying to set it up, and obviously Pettis knew he was going for it, and then made the adjustment. James Doolan obviously kind of said it in a Facebook post where he's like, hats off to Pettis because he learned from it. So, but yeah, try to downplay that win.
Yeah, Stevie's like so underrated, I think. You know what I mean? Like he's brilliant, you know. And people, I think sometimes he needs more credit than he actually gets. You know what I mean? Like he's amazing. You know, like look what he's done. Some of the guys he's beat. You know, and like he's beat Anthony Pettis was the UFC champion. He's just beat him twice in 6 weeks. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, brilliant, amazing.
Yeah.
You know, he should get more credit than he gets, I think.
In 2 different ways as well. That's what I think is. That's like saying I can beat you anywhere I choose to beat you. Like, and I just, I love that.
Yeah. You know
Let me ask you though, because there was obviously a big debate, and this has been going on quite a lot. Obviously, the first Pettis fight, right? Stevie got paid 40 grand to win, 40 grand to show. 40 grand to show, 40 grand to win. Pettis got 750 grand, right? So obviously Pettis, ex-UFC champion and stuff like that. So you do expect he's going to get paid a little bit more, right? But you're talking about 750 grand, and he's going to try and win £1 million, right? As well as obviously the PFL title. I don't know what he got paid this time, right? But I'm presuming it'll be something similar, and Stevie probably would have got something similar as well. So even like I think the next highest person to Anthony Pettis was Jeremy Stevens, I believe. He got paid 200 grand for a PFL fight. So again, for Stevie to go out there and do that, knowing that this guy's getting paid a lot more, is unbelievable.
But I guess that's just like, you know, in some ways that will feed into Stevie's hunger. And, you know, he wants the $1 million a lot more than Pettis does, because Pettis is almost getting that for a single fight. It's the same as what people say about Conor coming back and stuff. Just, you know, like it's hard to get up and go for a run at 4 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk sheets. Like, if you really, really, really need that money, if you want to put food on the table, then you're going to work a lot harder than the guy who kind of, you know, is just getting the checks anyway, aren't you?
Yeah. 100%, you know what I mean? So, but it's bullshit though, you know what I mean? Like, how is he getting paid so much? And he's no, it's like, but here, that's the way it goes. That's business. That's the, you know, and now hopefully Stevie's got a leverage as well if he goes back next time or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, nah, fuck you, I'm not accepting that. I want more.
Yeah,
you know?
the name's on Stevie's record now as well. Like, what a hit!
Yeah, he's one of the most one of the most underrated guys out there. You know, he should get more credit than he does, and great to see him beat Pettis twice in 6 weeks. You know,
and the final, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, be a good final. Like, money's definitely on Stevie. Like,
the Canadian gangster. He's a tough guy, man. He's a really, really tough guy. But I mean, Stevie's got what he can. Stevie can bring it. Stevie can beat him. Do you know what I mean? And could probably beat him quickly. Do you know what I mean? Because they'll have been looking at the Pettis fight and thinking, especially that second fight, and going, "Oh, there was a lot of stand up and stuff like that. We can do this, we can do that." But then, as I said, as Katie said, I mean, Stevie can take the fight anywhere and beat him anywhere, whether it be on the feet, whether it be on the ground or whatever. So, but it'll be a tough fight for him. But obviously, Stevie. Do you know what I mean? Stevie loves these type of fights. Do you know what I mean? He loves being in against people where they expect that other person to beat Stevie, and he'll go out there and just shock the world. He did it with they did it with Paddy Pimblett and Polaris, where everybody expected Paddy Pimblett to come out and absolutely run through Stevie and finish him very quickly, and then obviously Stevie went out there and beat Paddy Pimblett, and then obviously on the back of that, Stevie's also been saying on Facebook about they should set up a match between him and Paddy Pimblett.
I think it was he was trying to say UFC. The UFC fight when they were both in the UFC or when the mind's fighting. Stevie would fucking like, as much as Paddy's decent, Stevie would fucking kill him. Like, that's my opinion. Like, no disrespect to Paddy, but you know what I mean? Like,
I could never see them making that fight anyway if Stevie was still in the UFC. I don't see that as being part of the way they're building Paddy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like Paddy's good, but you know, he's got that kind of hype around him, which is great, you know. But everybody knows who he is just because the way he acts and carries on and stuff like that, and it's good to see. But you know, I think people think he's maybe a bit better than he actually is. He is good, like, you know what I mean. I'm not saying he's crap by any means, you know what I mean. But
No,
I love the two of them together, him and Molly together.
Yeah.
Right? See, putting them
like,
two on a show together.
Great fighter, you know. But
yeah,
I think some people like Paddy because of the hype around him and the fan base that he's got built as prospects in a certain way, and some people come in and they seem to get treated like cannon fodder, and they get like the hardest possible fights. And I always go back to Reese McKee, and I'll keep banging that drum, but like to get Hamzat and then Morono and then get cut after 2 fights, like what the hell? Like it is. And Jai Herbert as well just also had the most insane matchups for his, and did really, really well in them until the couple that he got caught in. But like I feel like some of the kind of thing with Paddy comes from people thinking that he kind of gets treated really favorably and kind of given kind of favorable matchups versus other people who really have to like claw and scrape for everything, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but then that was at UFC London, one in March. What an atmosphere when he came on, like that.
Oh, that's what I mean, and that's why they're gonna.
Amazing. You know,
and that's why he deserves the treatment that he's getting, right? And the money that he's getting and the endorsement deals that he's getting, because he brings that in. And even people that are technically better fighters than him don't bring that kind of money and that kind of consumer base into the UFC. So he's kind of in a kind of world of his own.
But I think it's not just. You just don't have to be a good fighter. You've got to be able to bring, you know, it's the same even on amateur shows. If you can sell tickets, the guys want you on the shows, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's all about the cash, isn't it? You know?
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
And that UFC London was phenomenal. Just the atmosphere he created, like, it was wow. It was,
and especially that's not even his hometown, right? London's the place that he's always slagging off, like the heart of the establishment. And yet people don't care. They love him anyway. Half the crowd was Liverpudlian, but like the other half, they still love him anyway. Whatever he says about not being English and only loving Liverpool, like they love him regardless. And he's an absolute character. And to see, you know, he always tries to do good things for the people of his hometown, and he does a lot for charity, and he's a good kid with a good heart. So it's hard to knock him, really.
Yeah. Oh, definitely not knocking him, you know what I mean? But it's definitely not.
I love him and Molly McCann together, because having them two on the same show is just, because obviously you can have See, you can have Molly on the show.
She's a monster, like she's wild.
But you can have Molly on the show herself, and do you know what I mean? It's a good show, but to have them two on the same show, do you know what I mean? And then
that's elevated her into superstardom. That's a level that and I love Molly to death, but she would not have achieved that without her brother-sister relationship with Paddy and the drinking of whiskey around the cage after her win when he's winning, and all of the stuff that it allows her personality to shine through. Like she is becoming one of the biggest names in women's MMA, or in MMA. Like everybody, even people at work, like that's when I know that people are becoming kind of big stars, is when people who don't know anything about fighting ask me about Meatball or Paddy, and you're like, wow, that's kind of transcended the sport.
Yeah. Got a couple of comments coming in there about Paddy. Just Paddy will always be remembered by the hot chocolate spew in the BT studios. So if anybody remembers that. And then Paddy's just doing exactly what Darren Till should have been doing. Because obviously, remember the hype around Darren Till.
Yeah, but Till got like built too quickly and given too many opportunities too soon. Like I love Darren Till to pieces, and I will honestly, any card that he's on, I'll be there. I love watching him, but it's true, he should have been built more slowly. They were desperate for their next star, and they just like kind of pushed him a bit too quick. Bang on.
It's quite funny as well, because obviously I was looking at like Darren Till. You remember he got his teeth done? Obviously his teeth were
And
very,
now
very
Molly.
white. Molly's got it done as well, so we're just waiting on Paddy Pimblett doing the same thing. So it must be a Scouse thing, where obviously they all go away and get turkey teeth.
Turkey teeth.
And then again, the interview with Gary Neville on the overlap was really good with Molly and Paddy.
That's another sign that it's going mainstream.
Yeah. So, and it's brilliant to see. I mean, it's brilliant to see. We saw a lot of it. Conor kind of built up MMA, and do you know what I mean, where it was now making money. And then obviously people like Paddy coming in, Molly McCann, and then again just taking it to another level. Do you know what I mean? And both of them are superstars. I mean, absolute superstars. So, and yeah, I think they could potentially be bigger than Conor. Do you know what I mean? Which is a bold statement, but yeah, they both
got to
can
keep him winning.
Yes, keep on winning. And then obviously just talking about her up elbow was awesome. Like them spinning back elbows, man. Like, oh my God.
The thing is, she did it in the first UFC London fight. Then she kept on, and she kept on posting videos of her drilling it as well in between the two fights, and then she still managed to get it in the second. Like, just Molly, mind blowing.
Yeah, she's an absolute brilliant. Both of them together. I love it. See like their post press conferences, and they see like Paddy sitting there eating
pizza and everything. It's brilliant.
Pizza and all that. And did he not get a kebab after the last one? He was sitting eating a kebab. And then, but the two of them together, and they both share the limelight. Do you know what I mean? Like they both, like he doesn't mind obviously her jumping on his interviews and vice versa. So it's absolutely brilliant that the two of them are together doing this. Do you know what I mean? So we're looking forward to the McCann Pimblett train, keeping it on going, because we're absolutely loving it. So
Stoom, I just wanted to give a shout out as well to Corey McKenna, who she was the first female in the UFC to hit a Von Flue choke last night. So props to my girl. She's got the shortest reach in the UFC, little T-Rex arms, but she can still submit with them.
Awesome kid as well. Really, really awesome kid. Do you know what I mean? So I think obviously we're talking about it. I've seen them all, everybody talking about it on Facebook this morning. Just talking about the Von Flue choke and how much it means, not just for her, but for our team and obviously country as well. So as you said, the smallest reach in the UFC. So and it's difficult.
From our gym in Colchester, BKK. She's a BKK girl. So shout out to all the coaches there who were there with her from the beginning when she turned up when she was 13. And like it's just amazing to see it. She just looks so happy and healthy and loving life and chasing her dreams. And I just love to see it. All these youngsters that are just putting everything into the sport, daring to be great, like just good on all of you.
Yeah, listen, I know how difficult it is because I've got T-Rex arms as well, right? So I know how difficult it is going for like dash chokes or neckties or Von Flue chokes or whatever, because obviously I don't have I've probably got the smallest reach as well in the whole Scotland. so it's difficult to pull off. So listen, fair play to her. So
I always say if I could have like a one-to-one coaching session with anyone, I'd pick Matt Serra because he's got like a really similar body type to me, and I feel like he'd be able to show me like the workarounds. I remember him saying like how he's never been able to body lock anyone. I'm like, that's me. I've never got a body lock.
You just picture though, a Matt Serra 1-to-1 would just be absolutely hilarious, right? He would obviously show you a move, and then you spend the next 55 minutes just laughing and joking about something. Do you know what I mean? So I can imagine any time spent with Matt Serra is going to be hilarious. So So, guys, there we go then. So we're going to have Frazer Hirsch from Results Gym in Forfar. It's going to be up against, hopefully, Tom Lamb on the 14th of August. All right. So
Next
going to be
Sunday.
at Goliath Fight Series. Now, that's the Glen Pavilion in Dunfermline. So it's only a short drive for Frazer, which is absolutely brilliant. So just over the water, just over the Tay. So short drive for him.
Deepest, darkest Fife.
Right in the kingdom of Fife. So, but yeah, we're looking forward to seeing it. As I say, this was a matchup that was previously in the making. Obviously, it fell through, but here we are again. As I say, this has been a fight that's been coming certainly this year. So they're destined to be together, these two, Frazer and Tom. So anybody looking for tickets, head over to Goliath Fight Series. There's also pay-per-view available, £10.99. Now you're going to see some absolutely fantastic matchups on this card, both male and female as well. So so definitely hit up that pay-per-view if you can't make it. I think we're heading over for it. Me and my boys heading over, because my boys just started training at higher level. MMA under James Doolan. Of course, he's going to go to James Doolan.
Brilliant.
So he's obviously started. So obviously getting some training in. So we'll see where he goes. Hopefully, he'll be talking to you at some point in the future, Katie. So
I'd love that.
So he's not Mini Stoom. My daughter is Mini Stoom. She's just started jiu-jitsu again. So she's now calling herself Mini Stoom, right? So she set up her Instagram page and she's like, Faith Henderson, Mini Stoom. So we'll need to make up a nickname for my boy. So yeah, Frazer, listen, absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for obviously taking the time out, obviously after training. I know you're going to be spending time with the kids after this. What you got planned for the rest of the day?
No, the day. I'm going to drive to Kelso. I've got a van to pick up in the Borders for work, so it's been down there getting kitted out my new van. So it's, if I do it the day, it means I then I have to do it during the week when I could be grafting, making money, So
yeah.
I'm going to go and do that the day. It's the joys of being self-employed, Shit you don't get paid for.
Yeah. Oh no, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you as always. I absolutely love chatting with you, whether it be over doing this or even at competitions and stuff like that. So it's always a pleasure seeing you. So it's going to be a pleasure seeing you on the 14th of August again.
Yeah, looking forward to it. I'd just like to say, obviously, thanks for having us on. A big shout out to teammates, all my teammates from Results Gym, and Forfar and Arbroath, especially Jim and Aaron. We've put in some amount of training. It's been tough, but it's been good. Shout out to George Bertie, Chris Cowney, and my strength and conditioning coach Carl. Brilliant work everybody's put in, and yeah, just can't wait, buzzing, ready to go. Looking forward to it next Sunday. If I make weight.
Leave them hanging, leave them wondering.
If I make weight.
Well, you'll make weight, don't worry about that. We'll just need to see if Tom can make weight. So we'll find out on the 13th, the day before weigh-in. So we'll find out on the 13th if he's going to make weight. Hopefully he does. So
I'm sure he will.
Yeah. But listen, enjoy the rest of your training, buddy. Enjoy the rest of the week. When do you start tapering down then?
No.
So kind of now, right. No more sparring or nothing like that.
Yeah.
So it's just, I was sparring. The last sparring was done last week and that. So just now taper down, and just look to get the rest of the weight off. But keep active, keep working away. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah. Nah. Well, listen, enjoy your trip to Kelso.
Yeah.
Who are you heading down with? Just yourself?
Nah, Chris Cowney.
Right.
He's going down with us. I'm sure I'm going to have to buy him his dinner later on. You know what I mean?
So you'll be able to sit there watching him eating dinner while you're
he'll be
munching on lettuce leaves and stuff.
I'll have a couple of lettuce leaves and that,
Oh well, listen, enjoy, buddy. Enjoy the rest of your training.
No, you too. You guys
I'll see you next weekend. All right, but yeah, listen. Thanks very much for obviously talking to myself and obviously the Queen today.
Of course, yeah.
So, but we'll catch up with you soon, buddy. All right.
Yeah.
Best of skill, Frazer.
Yeah, thank you. See you later. Cheerio.